And we're live.
Hello, fans. Good morning, fans. Rob Zilla back in action.
It's good to see you. We also got the champion, Adam McLeod,
Buster
along
Douglas.
with Andrew and myself, doing the
Lenny is so
original
proud of you.
Delray Misfits podcast.
Yeah.
Brad, do you have anything to say?
Episode 70.
Adam went from knockout king to camera boy.
See how humble he is?
70 episodes. That went pretty. I remember listening to you, like number 1, 2, number 3 with Big Richard. That went pretty quick.
Yeah, well, how many years has it been?
If we weren't
We've
such
only done
lazy
70.
assholes, we'd be like 150 by now.
That's true. I was here. I moved here almost over a year and a half ago, and that was what, 50, episode 54 was my drunk one that I finally listened to for the first time. And I liked it.
That was like March 2019.
So what made you want to come to swim in the piss again? Jump back in the lake of piss.
Well,
You got out pretty.
you
pretty
can't get
clean.
away from it.
The
I wish I could.
The undertow of Lake Cresva just pulled him back.
You went totally ghost. No Instagram. No nothing. No videos for a while.
Well,
I think the fight and the aura of Adam's championship is what brought you
I
back.
think so. You know what it is too. I think at the time, over a year ago, was I think the last time I was in a video. I read some of the comments, which you shouldn't do, and they said, Rob's got to go. And I watched the video, and I said, you know what? They got a point. I don't really.
Hey, who's they?
The maniacs. So I think I think I took myself out at an appropriate time. And it's not that I necessarily want to jump back in. It's just being around here. It's like, I'm friends with everybody here. It's impossible to completely leave this in the past. I don't wish I could because, I love all you guys, but you can't escape this shit. I don't know what it is about it. It's like, I don't know what it is, but
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, there's no explaining it.
So what do you think about Andrew and Brad after not seeing them all those years? I think Andrew looks like a 21-year-old with his new haircut. And what would you say about
New haircut.
Brad's?
He said the same haircut.
I just didn't cut it for like 6 weeks. I got lazy.
Brad looks like he swallowed Rich Piano. And Andrew looks like he's a college football player.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I said that.
Maybe a kicker. That's about it.
And I'm sorry, I can't wait. This is filmed. I got a package from the Maniacs.
And that came in yesterday, so it hasn't been sitting in my car for weeks. Like that little creep's picture. That guy they figured out it was King Cobra. I watched one of those videos. Good fucking God.
By the way, if anyone
What is that?
if anyone wonders why I hold the microphone like this, who watches this video, this is the only way it'll work. This wire connection here is very loose, and if I don't hold the mic up like this, it won't work. So
I think you were influenced by the Beastie Boys.
We spare no expense.
Well, I'm going to open this up. I can't wait anymore. And Brad, again, thanks for the meal. He's helped me grow for the Ruby. And I'd like to make the announcement that Cornelius sent pictures. He's doing the Ruby as well.
No shit.
And he looks big.
Did he want you to
looks
tell?
freaky.
Did he want you to make that announcement?
No, he didn't. But his wife was DMing me, and I had no idea she was doing it. So he sent me a link where I could contact her in person. And let me tell you.
The one that we met?
Yes, the one that was wearing the blue miniskirt and the high heels and the white pantyhose.
He told her she'd make a good trainee.
Well, that I'm thankful for. Anybody that introduces their wife to me,
Boy,
that's a good.
I wish you had a 10-inch
But
cock.
he said, well, anybody can have one these days with technology, but he said right there, he showed me a picture, he's freaky, and he says, I'm bigger than Dale. Look out. So what do you think about that, Dale? Wow, just what I needed. Thank you for my health. Omega-3 fish oil with 1,200 milligrams EPA. 3 soft gels will give you the acquired amount, which is EPA, you should go over a gram, and DHA, you should go close to a gram. This is perfect.
I don't know who to thank for because there's
Alonzo
no
Nutrition, I'd like to thank you whoever sent it. That this is keeping me healthy as well as
there's no note
helping
now.
with other processes in the body. Thank you very much. If there's some way I can repay you, I certainly will. But I will dwarf
Hold the mic, please.
The microphone. Take it out.
Cornelius is looking freaky, but I'm going to dwarf him, and I'm going to show his wife what a real man is at the Ruby. And Dale, you can take your baby raccoon fetish and your tobacco chewing fetish and stick it, because your ass is grass at the Ruby.
Maybe he'll bring you some antlers you can hang on your wall. You wouldn't hang any deer antlers on your wall, Leonard?
I'll hang Dale Chance antlers on my wall.
Have you ever... Do you usually take that, fish oil?
I do, but not in this form.
What form do you take it in?
Walmart fish oil. This is like a very high quality. It's very pure and it's triple strength, which you need. And in 3 soft gels, that's perfect. Thank you very much. And Brad, once again, thank you for the meal. And Cornelius' wife, thank you for the inspiration.
You know, the EPA and the DHA and the fish oil, that's what's in breast milk that makes, you know, babies who are breastfed smarter than those who weren't. I was formula fed, so I have an excuse to be a retard.
Oh.
Speaking of breast milk, remember the bartender at the Trapeze that used to bring her own breast milk in?
She had a pump. She would bring a pump in the back room and sell it to
And there was a guy, one of our security.
There's actually a market for that. I saw a documentary on Netflix about women that sell their breast milk.
There's a market for transsexual semen too.
It's
Brad.
like they sell it for
some?
like $1.50 an ounce,
Yeah.
I think.
He was paying big money. He was paying her like $20 a cup at least, sometimes 50.
Would you drink it, Brad?
Did you
I
drink
drank
any?
it once. I was
No, you know me. I turned down the breast milk and I sucked on a tranny load. So go figure.
Yeah.
I think that tranny loads have more protein in it.
You
We'll have to
think?
do some research.
I don't think.
Brad's pondering that question.
You can go ahead and research that.
There's a research experiment for you, Tony Huge.
Tranny jizz and breast milk.
But now that we're out of there, we talked about it at the gym before. We can openly talk about the trapeze tonight.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. Some
I'm
stories.
sure you
from
guys
that
have a
fucking
story or
place.
two to
Get
tell.
ready for a ride because some of the things are a little unethical.
Talk about the story you told me last night about the Spanish tranny that was in there.
Yes.
The only
South
tranny.
American. Well, there were more. It's the ones that I recognize. There were more in there all the time, but there was one from Moldova. Remember her, the brunette? They said she was one too, but anyway, she would come in. You know, she had the.
Did you guys work in the same section? Or?
Yeah, right next to each
It
other.
was called the playroom, where me and Rob were the only ones wearing clothes, and all the other patrons either had a towel or you had to be naked.
Well, just a little background for anyone who's listening for the first time. The two of you work security at a swingers club called Trapeze.
Well, here's how it really happened. Was there was a job back there for security, and a job back there for a cleaner. The cleaner has to pick up all the fucking condoms on the floor, the drinks that are half full, all that nasty shit. So I mean,
Let me guess, Lenny volunteered to do that.
No, listen. So, we got the other cleaner fired because I told my friend there who had some pull in the office. I said, you know, Lenny wants a job, and he liked Lenny. So I don't want to say we got him fired. He got himself fired. He was kind of an idiot, and there was an opening for someone, so we got him in there.
Tell him why he got fired. What kind of behavior would he exhibit? How old was he?
He was 22 years old, and he was just very immature to be in a place like that. Not that Lenny was much more mature, but
At least I didn't run into this laundry room and masturbate every time I got.
no, I'm only playing. But so yeah,
Wait, what?
So he got hired technically to clean up back there, but I talked to the office. I said, look, we'll both do security. We'll split the cleaning, whatever, and then.
Rob, I didn't do jack shit back
No,
then.
that's what I was gonna. I was gonna get to that point to all the fans at the time who were saying I wasn't a good influence on Lenny, this and that. How many of you would be willing to get this guy a job and pick up condoms and all that nasty shit that you're not being paid to do?
Urine, feces,
yeah, nasty shit.
tampons.
I did it all every night.
bags of cocaine, booger sugar, as Brad would
Well,
call
that
it.
was,
that's a bonus.
There was a few bonuses, yeah. There was a few bonuses. But anyway, we had a great time working back there. I mean,
Sniff it off the floor.
Well, I remember Lenny telling me after he first started working there, he was like in shock at the shit that he saw. He's like, I can't even. He said he couldn't look at sex the same way ever again after
It's
being
too
there.
much. They had porno on the TVs. They wouldn't even let us watch wrestling. They turned off the Thursday night football, which luckily I actually with this luscious Haitian girl. It's maybe because I got to take Rob home tonight. We may stop there tonight. Her name's Gwinnett. She was the bartender back there the night that Miles Garrett hit Racing Rudolph. with the helmet. That was Thursday Night Football. We were watching
I
the other
remember
day.
that game, yeah.
Yeah, I would say it was a little too much, but Friday and Saturday nights, I tell you what, with some GHB and maybe a Molly, which customers would bring in and give it to you like a tip, especially the Mollies. We had the
Yeah, and you weren't holding on to that. You were taking that right away.
I never would take Molly back there to just be turned on for.
All right, this call's going to go on live. Nobody say anything.
Go ahead, put it on speaker.
Hey, Princess.
Hey, did you get my message?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm still doing a podcast right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it started late. So where are you at now?
At Walgreens.
Okay. Yeah, I may have to go. I'll probably be here a couple more hours, and I got to go
Is that the police chasing her?
take Rob back at sample. So.
Is she getting arrested right now?
Okay.
I apologize, Princess.
Oh, well, it is what it is.
All right.
Okay, doke.
You'll be all right?
What?
You'll be all right?
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, I feel bad. I didn't get to see your. I want to see your pretty face again, but maybe tomorrow. I got a podcast again tomorrow, believe it or not. But hopefully.
Well, I got a doctor's appointment in the afternoon, so I've got to do that first before I do anything else. And I mentioned to you about going somewhere to maybe just sit down and have a drink or what have you.
Wow, that sounds exciting.
Well, I mentioned that to you already. So
Yeah, I know.
same
I
thing,
got so
same.
excited. Yeah.
Is that the one you went out with on New Year's? Whoops.
Do you know how to order a lift?
No, but I can have Brad order you one. He's in the other room.
No, I don't have Lyft.
No. You can't go west now, right?
Is she in Delray?
Who, me?
Lakeworth. Yeah.
I'm going east. I'm at Walgreens on the corner of Congress and 10th.
Okay. No, I never know how to do Lyft.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You didn't need to. All right. I guess we'll talk tomorrow.
All right, beautiful. I'll see you tomorrow.
How about one night at the Trapeze? There was a black guy and another guy arguing.
You left your phone on. Why is that popping up?
The last voice I want to hear right now. Yeah, there was a black guy, a white guy, and they
You
were
still don't know how to work your fucking phone? Jesus Christ.
pushing each other, fighting, and Lenny got in the black guy's face. He was all goosed up on something, and he's like, "You're going to listen to me, boy." And the guy's like, "What the fuck did you say to me?" It was bad. I had to get
So
in
you
the
hard of hearing?
When was this?
This was at the club. While
Anytime the you know what's got out of hand, I step to the forefront. That was my territory. Always. The older Italian guys, you let them to the Tim and the Glens.
Your territory was taking Molly and disappearing when I needed your help. He would come in just feeling great.
Friday and
And
Saturday.
Management would tell him, like, Lenny, you can't, the members are our customers. You can't really. He would go up to every black girl, patting her on the head, grabbing her ass. He was there. He wasn't there for work. He was there for play.
Oh yeah, he's
And
partying.
he had a great time, and I didn't care. I loved it. It was.
I tell you what, it was great because Friday and Saturday night, you're talking playroom, wall-to-wall people, naked, drunk. It's like anybody must go at least once. Great place to do a girl because she doesn't have to get naked. She can wear a towel, drink, you can go out your car and smoke.
I would know if you're in a relationship and working there makes you crave a wholesome relationship. It makes you want
you
the
get
opposite.
still sick of it, but
If you're with someone you don't give a shit about, then yeah, go there. But there's something very demonic about
you know what the
that
problem
place.
is, Rob? You have to be on something to work there and go there.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But, I mean, it was just a total fuck. I mean, you'd see anything. All of a sudden, you'd smell like shit. And like, what the
Yeah.
hell Rob said, oh, that's people doing anal. Girls, of course. If there was any type of gay male sex,
No,
that we had to kick them out. And transsexuals, which I didn't agree with, they couldn't show their genitals. Because, if I was the LGBT, I would be picking that place. But that was a no-no in the club, whatever. But lesbian sex, anything goes, quite a few. But Friday and Saturday night is a place to go. And if you're a girl, I mean, it was, what did they charge them for a Friday night? $30?
15.
And they would get $2.15, and they would get 2 free meals. And I missed the meals. That was some good, high quality food. We would have nice prime ribs,
So they had
horseradish sauce,
they had
boiled potatoes, salad, anything you could think of. And I miss it. I used to go there. We used to eat. Then at night, I would take my hour break while Rob was in there.
Yeah, we were supposed to take 15 minutes. He would take overnight, but I didn't care. He had.
And the other employees, they would try to, like this one guy named Glenn, this little Italian piece of shit. We'll get to further. Glenn Giacchio is his name. You can order 66 to hell and back, as far as I'm concerned. He's a little snitch. He's a little coward. He thought he was tough. He thought he was connected. But the only thing he's lucky he wasn't connected with was Rob's fist.
Yeah, one night he went up to Lenny. He's like, I'm praying for Rob. And Lenny's like, you should pray that Rob doesn't fuck you up.
Yeah.
I hated that.
That's the thing when somebody's afraid of you. Oh, tell them I'm praying for them. Yeah, right.
I was
shit.
Lenny could tell you I was a moody. I was mean.
You were like a switch.
Right.
You went from 0 to 1,000,000 in a second. And at that point, I'm thinking the whole time, no matter how spaced out and fucked up I was.
Well, yeah, because he's got to do a job for 2
Rob,
people. He's picking up your slack, so of course
if someone was out
off.
of line, Rob would come up and say, "You got to go, buddy." And of course, 9 times out of 10, you got a guy that's drunk, whatever. They would give you a lip or whatever. So Rob would just grab him, and when he took him out of the room, he made sure his head would hit the door, the wall, and especially the steel lockers. Head first there. One time he threw him into the cum-soaked, urine-soaked, fecal matter-soaked laundry basket where all those towels were, because people would grab 1 or 2, and they would walk around the club with a towel, and it would be like, picking on stuff. Remember, there's condoms.
So they would just have designate like hampers to throw the dirty.
We
One
had
hamper.
one huge hamper, probably had the size of this area right here, and we had this one guy. He came in one week, got drunk, and he starts talking to me like he's a mob guy. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
You don't know who I am.
There's a single side
one
and
of
a
those,
couple side. So the single guys would always be trying to get on the couple side because there was more action over there. So he was like, come on, let me over. You don't know who I am. I'll change your life, this and that. I was like, how are you going to change my life? Give me a fucking construction job? Because that's what he was talking about. And we just went back and forth. Long story short, we had to throw him out physically that night before Lenny got there. Then he came back, and he was fine every time he was sober. Then he was drinking one night, and he's talking to Lenny, and then he's like, looking at me, he's like, yo, come over here, talk to me. I'm like, I got work to do. I'm not dealing with you. You're fucking drunk. He said, all right, I'll remember that. I said, oh, yeah. And I fucking grabbed him by the throat, threw him against the wall, and then something happened. His towel came off. He's butt naked. I picked him up, and I threw him in the laundry basket.
And that's not the laundry basket get it thrown in. Trust me.
But
Every bodily stinking fluid. You could come in there with freaking with leprosy. There's no screening at all.
I'm not saying it to be like I was a tough guy or something. There wasn't anybody that I threw out that was. Write it down.
There was a lot of ex-NFL,
There's a lot of writing down when I'm here.
NBA players. Of course, I wouldn't know who they were,
Right.
other than Shaq and that Laboon character. But
Shaq was in there?
no,
Oh.
plenty
Diddy
of those.
was there before. Not when I was there. Diddy, a couple people go there, but they go under aliases. Yeah.
He's lucky you didn't point him out, because I would have took your lead and put him head first.
I think he
through a
stopped
laundry
going because they don't allow homosexual activity. That's why he stopped going.
Of course, that's
What
of course
about
you're going to progress.
What
to
about
that
the
level.
Olympic skier?
Yeah, Lindsey Vonn. I didn't know she was overweight and fat. She was drinking like a fiend. And one of the girls who was a smart ass from Connecticut, about my age, a blonde, who once she got drunk, she used to, you know me. I people could call me any name in the book. I thought it was funny. None of that ever resonated with me. Probably because of my age. I heard it all before, but she's like, "Look who I got here, Olympic gold medalist Lindsey Vonn." And of course, she was with a PM. She's been known to bring PMs into there, and some of those PMs are pretty much,
They like the fat blondes.
well, the fat blondes like the fat PM dicks, because they strut. It was so disgusting walking around. This one guy, he was a mixed German and black guy. He used to have a dick ring on the whole. He'd go in the
don't get me
locker room
started on him.
because the locker room was right across from the playroom in the back area. Huge locker room, and it was co-ed. And they had a co-ed shower. The only thing that wasn't segregated was the toilets. So you had a man and women. But at the end of the night, you had women and men going in a big shower, probably the size of this room.
Yeah.
And lockers, guys, just go in, put your clothes, lock it up, naked.
So everybody's just fucking everybody, basically.
Yeah, and you could be naked anywhere in the club, whether the playroom and the locker room. Then you had another door. Then you had the dance area. Then you had the
could be naked
buffet
up there
area.
too, yeah.
Yeah, you just couldn't walk up naked to the buffet for serving line. So
And the bar, they didn't have a bar. It's bring your
they
own.
had bars
right?
everywhere. Well, they had a bartender, but you had to tip them, and you registered your drink in a liquor store right across 2 doors down.
Yeah, because I remember you would bring me liquor from there, and it had
Yeah.
everything had a
Left
piece
it.
of tape with a number on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is
The,
this?
the
Like,
one
"Oh."
good thing about that place, I mean, like, say you were to seriously go for fun without going in the back room, you get in there for $40, $40 fee. You bring your own bottle, but you eat, you get your money back right there because, the $40. And then you're not paying $8 a drink because you bring your own bottle.
It's definitely a good
But you
deal.
just you bring the bottle to the bartender. They
Yep.
put your number on it,
Yep.
and then you just tip them every.
And it's
Yeah.
great to bring a date because you can always tell the girl, hey, wear a towel. But anybody wants to see that at least once. I mean,
But do you have to pay extra to go into the playroom?
No.
I want to take this girl Veronica there. I just don't have the money for that right now. But Rob, what do you think of my chances are getting back in there?
I think just show up. And, I mean, the owner loves money, so, he's not going to.
He also loves men. He's a big WWE fan.
So, I mean, at the time, too, which made everything.
Like you, McCuck.
At the time, which made everything 10 times
Difference
worse.
between McCuck and them is this guy's for real.
Right.
That wasn't fake. He beat a guy the size of Vader, Road War Animal, Warlord. Yeah, he beat him pretty bad. Where the guy was in serious agony. So, and you weren't scared a bit.
So what else about this place?
The
You
one
guys were
thing
there
that-
for what, a year?
No, almost. The one thing that really messed me up and shook me. Well, I'll tell another fun story before I get to this one. But another guy used to come in every time in a suit, whatever. He tried slipping me like $5. He's like, "Let me on the other side." Is it really $5? I was like, "No, you fucking idiot." He said, "You're an idiot." I took him by the neck, threw him against this wall.
That's like
threw
your
him against-
go-to move.
Yeah. Always by the neck. Threw him against this wall, that wall.
great.
Threw him on the ground, and I like put my fist above his head, and then people kind of were like, yo, and he was gonna, he wanted to like press charges against the club and this and that. So that was one. The problem was at the time I was taking a lot of tests and I wasn't working out, so I would just go there just pissed off, just ready to. And the guy he was mentioning with that ring on, I was talking to one of the girls who worked there.
That's
I
a
was
good
talking to one of the girls who worked there one time, and he would always try to hit on her. And we're not.
He was
allowed
actually a maniac. He liked
Yeah.
our videos.
We're not allowed to.
His name was
talk.
Tom.
Yeah,
He actually won a bodybuilding contest in Minnesota.
we're not allowed to date coworkers. So even though she's getting hit on, I couldn't say nothing, but I can't help myself. So this guy's hitting on her. I said, "You're that fucking pathetic. You go places to hit on people who are paid to talk to you." I was like, "Go mingle with the rest of the people." And then one night he came back, and I thought he was talking about my whatever at the time, and he said,
Can I take over from here?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this guy's flying through the air right in front of me. Flying. Rob came up and launched him naked. The guy's naked with his cock ring on. His dick's about, he obviously got the black side of the jeans in there. It's like this fucking big with veins on it with this cock ring, which aren't
Destroyer.
very dangerous for your body. Smash it against the wall. I just looked at Rob. I started laughing. And I knew. I said, Rob did this for absolutely no good reason. And Rob's like, comes at him again. And I'm standing there just laughing. And
never
then Rob
saw it.
apologized. He actually was, being a maniac, he was a good sport about it.
He was a very good sport about it.
And he used to tell me, so Lenny, did you work out today? I said, yeah, I did squats. He goes, did you do those little half reps?
Well, maybe that's why I fucked him up. He was insulting your workouts.
Yeah. But many times, I'll tell you what, like a Friday or Saturday, Thursday wasn't so busy, Sunday wasn't busy. I'd be falling asleep or whatever. But to be honest, when a member gave me Molly, and some of these guys had some good Molly, he just come in with a bodybuilder. He had to come in with a cowboy hat. And he used to have like Molly pills. He was with some Thailandian girls, 3 or 4 of them. Total freaks.
What did you guys have to wear? What was your uniform?
Black
when you worked?
pants and black shirt, black shoes.
Black like dress shirt,
Okay.
dress pants.
And there was girls that people got off that them being naked and us being the only ones in clothes.
Yeah.
And that playroom would have about 300 people. And I'm talking about
300
on a Friday, Saturday night. You couldn't move.
Yeah.
How big
You
is the
couldn't
place?
move.
It's big.
I mean, it was like being security. We
like a
couldn't
nightclub,
be polite.
basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
We would have to push people out of the way as part of our jobs, because we got to get a certain place really quick. But I really didn't worry about, because one night Rob, there was a Spanish guy that was really drunk. He was with a girl, and I forget. And Rob picked him up, and the other security guard grabbed him, and they took him out. Literally walked out with him while he's in the midair. Went out to the sidewalk, and I'm following them. And the guy has the other guy's legs, and Rob has his upper body. And for some reason, whatever another, Rob gave him a full power bomb right on the sidewalk, where you hear the back of this guy's head crack. And
That's what
I'm
set
like,
me
I'm
straight.
talking about, he brought it down with force, kind of like the Big Daddy Cool power bombs type things.
Big Daddy
Sid
Cool.
Vicious.
This
And you hear a crack, and he was out for minutes. And
I
I
bet that-
thought he was dead, and
Yeah, it's
I was just horrified.
Yeah, this is what set me straight. That guy, what happened was he peed in the back room. And I was like, in a trash
they had little
can. I
trash
was like, are you
cans.
out of your fucking mind? You
A lot of
peed?
people would piss in there all the time.
You could swear on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
All right. So then he's like, he peed in the trash can, and then I'm like, you know who takes the trash out every night? I was like, you think I'm gonna fucking take your piss out? So
How far away was the bathroom?
There was no men's bathroom back there, so
Of course, guys would try to go in the women's room all the time.
yeah, which is better.
And
than
I used to
them
go
pissing
in
on
there,
the floor.
girls naked, pissing with the stall open. I'd come in there, pick up some towels. It was like nothing going on. Women didn't even care. I saw women go in the men's stall, take a dump, come walking in naked. There's a bunch of guys in there. Walk right out. And let me tell you something. If people think you got a bunch of old hags, and you had some, but you had some nice, very beautiful looking white Spanish girls, black girls in their 20s.
And then you lose respect when you see him fucking everybody in there, but
Yeah.
makes it less attractive. But anyway, so this guy pees on the floor. I make him take the trash on himself. And then he gets into it with the other guy who works there. And it's just like, he peed there, he peed somewhere else. I was just pissed at this guy. So as we're carrying him out, something in me was like, fuck him. And I just dropped him on his head purposely hard. And I heard the crack, saw his eyes roll back. I couldn't sleep for like 3 nights after. That scared the shit out of me. We put him in his car. His eyes were in the back of his head. And I'm like, yo, I just fucking killed somebody.
And the other security guard is probably by now he is trying to get on the fire rescue force, and he was worried his career was out the door. I was worried that I was trying to coach Rob.
Did the guy press charges?
No, he must have somehow been all right, but I couldn't sleep. I was fucked up.
You're lucky.
I was fucked up. I thought I killed somebody. And ever since that, I was kind of more relaxed. I'd push somebody or whatever, but I would try not to get physical. It's not worth it. You know, if anyone who's doing security out there,
Could have fooled me.
well, yeah, whatever. But
I like your maneuver because you had the good leg drive. You always kept the legs moving, but you always seemed the head would hit the doors.
Lenny always feeds the delusions, doesn't
The
he?
locker room, the steel head first.
Was that so?
great.
With
He
people,
said, "You're out. You're done. Get out." And there was no negotiations.
What about you, Lenny? Did you ever get physical with anyone?
PMs? That's who basically.
that was his specialty.
Yeah, I'm not going to take a second of their crap.
He was, even though I say, you know, I was picking up all his slack or whatever, it helped big time having him back there. Like, even though I didn't mind cleaning up because it kept me busy, and sometimes you're just sitting back there. So it was perfect split, like as a team.
You know, people would come up and tell me, even the owners, and they like when I'm here, I'm so intimidating looking. I'm thinking, I wear the shit. You know, Rob is doing all the.
yeah, you can't bend
Heavy
over
stuff.
to
No,
pick
but
up anything.
just by his presence, him being there,
And of course,
it
the
stopped a
eyes
lot of
too, with the,
bullshit.
you know. But I'd lean against. To me, Friday and Saturday night was just party time for me. And at the end of the night,
Yeah.
girls would be so drunk, And if I would catch them, in the room by themselves or whatever, go give them a kiss, feel them up, they'd feel me up. And I got felt up every night because
I haven't heard that term in like 30 years.
We stand against the wall. Girls will walk by, tap me on my genitals. One girl stick her hand down my pants, finger my butthole. Oh, God. That nice transsexual I talked about that she couldn't speak English, she had, the curves, the silicone ass, like a freak. But she always knew she wore a towel. And I got mad with the PM because they'd have these locked playrooms. They'd have about 6 of them. And 2 of the rooms you could see right through from the other side. So the single guys, literally you go in, there'd be 6 guys jerking off, looking at the couples on the other side. And there would be guys, you could literally sit on a bar stool and jerk off, come up to the bar, just stand there and look. Guys doing this all night. With a towel on or not.
Scars.
No and that made a lot of couples uncomfortable.
Having to work around that
a lot of
couples.
That's
fucking.
You're at work and everyone else is having a great time fucking each other.
But,
huh? It was decent.
The meals were great. I mean, what did I do? I mean, it was party time. I'd take an hour break and nobody had the balls to say shit. Actually, I got let go a day after the meeting. We were coming back from COVID. They had let Rob go, which wasn't right.
Well, I let them go. Because it was either I had to pick either the job or you know what. So
I understand.
Yeah.
So I went to the meeting and they're telling me the new procedures for COVID. This was around summer, and then the cowardly manager calls me and says, "Oh, Lenny, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. We have to let you go." I said, "What does that mean? I lost my job?" He goes, "Yes, unfortunately." I'm like, "What the hell?" But
who's all for the better though?
I mean, there's many times I just go up because I'd be serotonin turn on at the end of the night. Many girls just spread their ass or whatever. I licked their ass on the way out. Black girl laying on this. They had like a.
Well,
Rob's
cleaning up all the scumbags off the floor, and Lenny's licking assholes.
Well, yeah, that's my specialty. They had
Hey, Rob, you go clean up. I'm gonna
a gynecologist.
After all those dicks went in him.
They had a gynecologist chair.
Yeah.
So maybe you're the ultimate cleanup boy.
I don't know. Me or Jay, the close second. But they had a gynecologist chair where girls would lay down and would spread their legs, and you'd see some guys would
like stirrups?
Yes. And there'd be like 10, 20 guys, because it was on the single guys area, stand there doing like this, blowing loads, whatever, on the girl.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, it is. It is. And a lot of couples, a lot of females would be offended, and they would call me or whatever. Will you get this person out of here? Obviously, it was a single guy and a couple there. Yeah, they had to go because they used to have different wristbands. So the single guys had white wristbands. They paid $200 and they weren't allowed to go on the couple side unless a couple invited them.
They paid $200 to stand there and jerk off to people fucking.
I thought you said it was 40 to get in.
That's for couples, and girls are even cheaper.
Oh, so if you're a single person, you got to pay $200.
And some guys would be there 2-3 times a week, paying $600-800. Fuck. And nothing. They wouldn't get nothing at all. But
they just stand there.
Guys
and
would
jerk
try
off.
to come in and they try to be sneaky and take their wristband off, or they would hide it or whatever, put it between their towel or whatever. And I have to take a walk back. We had a flashlight. I said, "Let me see that." Whatever. And, we and Rob did a pretty good job of kicking them out.
I would get so pissed when they would try to do some sneaky shit. I would get pissed.
So I had an idea. It's one time you're warned, second time you're gone. So I had an idea once we catch somebody with a white wristband to take a marker and put a line through it saying you've been warned once. So you'd be surprised the lip you would get.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
Especially someone like, his size back there, you'd have like some little wimp come up and try to start shit with him.
It's like that course they used to teach how to raise children. It was popular about 10 years ago. The key to raising children is you're the last word. There's no negotiation. Once you start negotiating, same when I was a supervisor, your way it goes, you say at one time, they don't do it, they're done. You don't negotiate. You set the law, set the rules, and that's it. And we didn't negotiate, ever. Of course, unless someone's to grease the pocket, that's a different story.
That's what I was just going to ask.
Some nights,
a lot of times they would. I remember a guy coming in there giving like the hundreds. Gave me $200 one night.
Once Lenny learned how to really work, once he learned how to really work his phone and check social media and shit, his job went out the window. There was single guys all over the place back there.
That is true. I'll be texting.
I look over thinking, he's blocking.
He's on his phone the whole time.
But stop there afterwards.
Looking back, I don't blame him. I took it a little too serious there. And
Yeah, but they were going to promote you to manager. They had you working in the back, and
you know who's the manager now? Remember the blonde girl up front, Heidi? Very nice girl.
I don't remember.
He only remembers the porn stars that worked there.
Yeah, and the porn stars that came in.
There was one night.
Ron Jeremy.
I don't remember that, but let's talk about the infamous night with that video when that video happened.
Robert, please.
There's only one thing I want to say about that. Everyone blamed me like
I did too, and I jumped the gun on that. I said that because after the fact, he was like, I made him post that. He's like, he insisted that you post it, so.
Not only that.
No one ever
But
gave
you're
me
still a
anything that I
dunce,
didn't want to
but-
try in the first
yeah.
place. That includes anybody.
You have to be a dunce to be involved.
Includes
with
Brad, too.
Right.
But the thing is, everyone acted like I gave him
Because
some
he was
sort
scared.
of
He thought
substance.
he called me. He was, I'm going to lose my job now, and it's just not. And then the video gets posted. I'm like, why the fuck would you post a video if you're worried about losing your fucking job? That's
we
what
got
pissed me
lucky.
off. Yeah, and then you got lucky.
There's
Well,
one.
you know, sometimes with Lenny, he'll tell you something and then tell me something different.
Correct.
That's what I didn't learn until a couple months after being here, which is why sometimes you need to fact check things.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, like he'll tell me, film it, I don't care. And then he'll call you and be like, I don't want him posting that.
Right.
Which, whatever, it is what it is. But I didn't give him nothing that night. He got whatever he got at Paradise that made him act that way. And then I got the blame, like I'm feeding him drugs. So that's what pissed me off. And then another thing, I don't even want to get into it all, but who cares? Who cares?
The year of the cat. Do you
You
even?
know what? People can say what they want. It's out there, and I know Lenny's happy it's out there. What did he always say in the old videos? If I die, I want it on film. So.
That's what I was about to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
When we went to Vegas for the Olympia, Lenny said to me before we walked into the expo, I don't care what happens. I don't care if 10 PMs from Cali Muscles booth start stomping my fucking head in. You just stand there and film it. I don't care what happens. So in your defense, Rob, Lenny has always told me over the years, I don't care what's happening to me. You just film it.
Yeah.
So.
You'd be glad you were, some of the things.
Yeah.
Just like when Brad had that troublemaker up where he lived and Brad Estates, he pushed him around.
Yeah.
And it make for a good educational video. Here's what happens when you overdose.
Yeah, but do you even know to this day what it was? Was it ketamine and Molly? Or?
Probably just an overdose on G.
You weren't foaming it.
no,
way.
no,
There's
no.
no way.
You weren't foaming at the mouth either, were you? That was powder.
That was Phenibut.
Okay.
And I don't know why the hell. Oh, I know, because the cops were there. I figured I'd get rid of this Phenibut. So what do? Take a fucking 5 times the dose and shove it in my mouth.
One of the guys
That'd
working
help.
there was an EMT, so we were like standing over him. We had those ammonia salts trying to wake him up. Little did we know, you know.
Well, before he lost his mind and was foaming and walking around and singing, he was on the floor. He passed out.
No,
Oh,
no. I think
So-
he disappeared for a little bit, and then he came back, and we didn't know what the hell happened.
I remember one
But I
time
was out of it too that night.
Rob was such a good coworker. He let me take a nap for 2 hours in the car one time.
Damn,
was so
I need a
scared.
coworker like that.
corporate time stealing weasel right there.
But not only that, I mean, the amount of times that you got carried out of that place, and we covered you, you know?
Oh, wait, what?
The second time, yeah.
Go ahead, elaborate.
Yeah.
These are
This
the
was
stories
after,
you
this
want
was
to
about a year
hear.
ago, after the New Year's.
Huh?
That second time, yeah.
The second time, I mean, the girl that worked up front, she was a porn star, and everybody knew it, but nobody said
What did they
anything.
call her? What was her porn name? 'Cause she's out
gonna
there.
get doxxed if we...
Do
Cyrus
it.
Blow.
Cyrus Blow. And what did Cyrus Blow tell
Cyrus
you, Rob?
Blow.
Super Bowl Sunday of last year.
She said, I'm bored. You want to fuck? And I was dating somebody there at the time, so I declined. I won't comment on my feelings about that decline.
Should have
but-
passed her off to Lenny.
Now you wish you would have.
But anyway, so she, he comes up to the front and he's got this look and like he's demonically possessed. It scared the shit out of me, but I knew what happened. And this poor kid, Tim, walks up there and he's just like tells the manager like, Lenny's, I don't think he's doing all right. He didn't know what to say. And then by the time everything got there, he's yelling at the girls who work there, whoa, you're looking great. I haven't told you yet. It's like all the thoughts that
They seemed to like it, though. I never
They-
saw so many
yeah, of
smiles.
course, they loved it.
Because they always try to say hi to me when I get in there, and I want to go eat. Because you got to start
that
at
was
10
the
o'clock.
Funniest thing.
I hate that shit. When I come in, how you doing? Or how was your day off? You know how that is. It's like, fuck you.
That's
I
one of
gotta
my
eat.
biggest pet peeves at work when someone, how was your day off?
Yeah.
That was
Fuck
the
you.
best. We will walk in together.
it's-
There's the front desk there. You got like 3 girls and the bosses, the managers, all like, "Hey, Lenny, how you doing?" He didn't even look their way, just straight to the food.
I'm here to eat.
Yeah.
And get fucked up.
And he wouldn't even look, wouldn't even acknowledge them, wouldn't even look at them, and just straight to the managers couldn't even, if they had a bone to pick with him, they couldn't talk. They would have to go.
Yeah, they
through
go
me.
to him.
They would never call him in the office. They
Never.
would call me, and I would get in trouble.
You want to tell them about the text? This is really unethical, but it's true.
What is it?
You want to tell them about the emails?
This is the best.
This
Okay,
is
so
bad.
they had a thing set up where you can send an email to the club. I mean, any business does. So I would send emails saying those security guards in the back are the best. I was nervous about having my wife there. We felt so protected, this and that. And these owners were so stupid. They printed out the emails. We had a meeting at work, and they're reading them. They're like, the guys in the back did a great job, and they're like, this is what we work for. Everyone's clapping.
I couldn't keep it straight.
great.
Everyone's clapping, and I'm
Rob
like,
did
I
it
wrote it,
again.
you dumb fuck. I got people fired
Both
through
of us
those emails.
passing out. Every other, I mean, Rob, you had to admit you were passing out too.
I was, one
On
night.
the B's, on the benzos.
I crashed my car because I would take G. I would take G, and then my dumbass would take a Xanax or something. And one night I fell asleep at the wheel getting on the highway, and someone knocked on my door and was like, "Dude, you're sleeping." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm good." And then I get off at Sample 39, and I fucking wake up, and my car's wrapped around a pole. Yeah. Jeez. Not good, fans.
Not good, not good,
The owner
bro.
brings us both in the office. I want to commend you guys. And I'm trying to.
I said, what did we do? Commend us for taking G in the back?
Yeah.
Fucked up at work.
Gee, anything that was back there, because you'd find baggies of weed, you had cocaine, you had pills, you had Viagra, you had erection injections back there.
I only
You
found
had
coke
dildos,
once.
you had everything back there.
Yeah, I only found
Cock
coke.
rings.
Yeah. Poppers.
Yes, I remember that girl showing us to do poppers, and then I got in her face. I'm like, and she's like, "Give me dirt." What the fuck you think I'm gonna do?
Brad, you and I, we should apply. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
That was like a
Let's
fucking
go work
dream.
there.
Everyone
Yeah.
should go at least. Everyone should go at least once. It's a great place to take a girl because she doesn't have to get naked just to see that. Anyone wants to see that, you know.
I agree with just once because it does show you like the difference of wanting somebody for sex or wanting somebody for a long-term relationship. It's like, you know, some of the girls there, they just make you never want to date again or trust a girl again, you know.
And then there was couples that have been together 30, 40 years. They have no problem with it. And we had guys coming up asking me, white guys, "Hey, you got any bulls in there?"
Isn't
I'm
that
like,
where
"What's
you
that?"
met Juicy and Congo?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you said there was a lot of wealthy guys that went in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like-
We had
What's
one guy
his-
who
what's
was
the
a
guy's name?
multi-billionaire. It's like, what are you doing in this shithole? You got that much money, you can order 20 hookers to your house. But
Which
he's
they
like,
did. I mean, those
he's-
guys, that's all they did was swing some of those
He
people.
he said a lot of the more attractive young girls, they don't have the money. That's why he would go and mix with, you know,
Sure.
peasants like us.
And there were some young, attractive girls there. Don't kid yourself.
Absolutely.
But some girls. One girl, remember, she looked like she was 12 years old. That Spanish girl.
Yeah.
She was this tall. I'm like, how did she get in here? I would look at her and she's
Yeah.
she's over 18. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. She looked like a 12-year-old.
She would have been right up your alley if she was.
Oh no!
How about that?
No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
I'll get started on
Like
that.
the old saying goes, she's old enough to bleed. She's old enough to butcher.
You hear that, Brad?
I don't go by the Gloria Steinem feminist age of consent.
If you had a daughter, you wouldn't feel that way.
Exactly.
How do you know I don't? In the ghetto?
Oh, yeah, you might.
Probably does.
Might have a few. See if
By
there
the
are any-
way, the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg wanted to lower the age of consent to 12. That's a fact. And she was liberal, so.
Well, now she's dead, so it doesn't matter.
Any other real stories from there that we didn't tell?
Tons.
The best was like a Thursday or a Sunday when there was no crowd. Me and him would just hang back there, you know, watch.
Sit down.
Yeah, watch.
And nobody
old
would
school
say
wrestling.
anything. I would sit down in that chair when patrons would want to sit in. I wouldn't even budge. And the manager would go to Rob. He wouldn't even go to me. None of them ever.
Tell Lenny to do something.
Yeah.
Never.
Tell Lenny
No.
not to sit
The
there.
old saying.
Don't tell my set. What the fuck?
If you can lean, you can clean.
Yeah.
not
Kind
at
of
all.
shit. No.
But they were cool. The managers are cool. I still keep in touch with the management there. I still keep in touch with, not the owner. I'm not too cool with him. But he called me in the office one time, and he's like, what are these people calling about Rob the Gorillazilla or something? He's like, what are you, a professional wrestler? And I was like, yeah, I didn't
He
know what
was
to
a wrestling
say.
fan. He was going to put Rob through wrestling school.
He owns, well, he's financially invested in Gangrel's wrestling school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when
What do you think about that, Adam?
Yeah, McLeod perked up real quick.
Gangrel.
Sounds like a big name.
Gangrel's a very cool guy. I met him a few times, and he's if I was gonna go through any sort of training, I would go with him because he's huh? $1,000 down, $400 a month. That's not that. I mean, that's average. It's always either 3,000 or 4,000. But I mean, it's a good school. I mean, him and Rikishi had like the best school out in LA together. That's where I first met him.
Rikishi's still alive?
Ask the expert.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
His sons are the Uso brothers.
Never heard of him.
So yeah, I'm trapezed out after telling all those stories.
Yeah, but Juicy, I lost her number on my own. I know where she lives at the end of Commercial, way out west, but
You just
I
go
lost
knock on
number.
her door.
I don't even remember. It was in one of those apartment complexes. But she was fun, man. She knows how to make a man's ass feel good, I tell you that. You have any experience with that, Brad?
No.
You don't know what you're missing. Like Jay Masters said, you have a prostate. Look at Adam smiling over there, the married man. Any chance you go to trapeze, Adam, now or when you're older? You never know. Never know.
You know, I'm glad we're talking about trapeze because it leads to something I wanted to talk about a while ago. This is an article from back in October. I don't know if you heard about this, guys. A porn company opened an adult theme park in Tokyo, Japan. Did you hear about that?
No.
We thought we had seen it all. We thought we had seen the weird side of 2020 theme parks when we heard of a Japanese one telling its visitors to hold their screams while riding roller coasters. One sec here. But another theme park in Japan is upping the ante for bizarre things opening up amid the pandemic. Japanese porn maker Soft On Demand, that's the name of it, just opened up an adult theme park in Tokyo. The 5-story theme park is titled SOD Land and is promising to have porn stars serve you drinks at their bars. The entry fee is 5,000 yen, which is $47, which includes 1 free drink and 2 merchandise items if the economy is leaving, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, there's an adult theme park, porn park in Japan.
I smell a GoFundMe, maniacs. 5,000 yen.
I'm sure that'll be taking place in Florida real soon. Whatever starts over those countries usually ends up here.
So are the rides like adult themed, or is it?
I don't think it's rides. It just says adult theme park with porn
What kind
stars.
of ride would
and
it be where you sit on a dildo and it moves
Yeah,
up
that's
and
what I was
down?
thinking. Yeah.
Well, if you had an adult theme park, Lenny, what was the one attraction you would come up with?
Riding the rides naked, number one. Having something like a type of where girls could be swung naked upside down from rope, like a ballerina, I don't know, like a ballerina or some type of acrobatics, like in wrestling when the wrestlers used to go down. When Sting used to go down the rope and Adam would get all excited.
Picture me somewhere with Sting's makeup on.
Yeah.
How about Shelly at the trapeze? Like Norma, like say I work there with you or work there with you. You see a girl working there, and you say, "Man, she looks good today, huh?" His way of saying that is, "Wouldn't you like to spit roast her?"
Yeah, I did pretty good at the gym today. Like I said,
He
maniacs,
did, yeah.
I see a girl I like, I say what I want, I say it quick. Rob said his psychologist friend says it's a 3-second rule,
3-second
which I'm going
rule.
to follow. Once you see her, go to her in 3 seconds. Because when they see you delaying, that shows weakness. But they saw my overwhelming confidence. That's why I could get away with a half-hour delay. I went up to about 2 or 3 women, and I got nice responses, as usual.
He absolutely did, and he had great intensity with his training. One thing we were discussing while we have great conversations and stuff while we're there. I don't know what it is about me, but I just don't like to film things, we need a third party to come with us time to time and film.
Adam,
If you go on a Monday, tell me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll film for his channel,
I
whatever.
want to do a prank video.
You
on
said Mondays are your
I'm
favorite
always
day.
off on Mondays. Let me know.
Yeah.
I said, Rob, what if I dress up in drag again, which I did, and walk down Fort Lauderdale Beach and act like a tranny prostitute in the daylight?
But see, that's an
Does that take
that's an
guts?
obvious prank. Pranks are when
we
you
need to
prank
come up with
somebody,
some.
they don't realize they're
So
being
maniacs,
pranked.
you wouldn't want to see that?
Yeah, but you don't call it a prank.
I was thinking you got to kind of make it sort of like a Jackass type of theme with imagine like, you know, Jay lathering up in honey, putting chicken feathers all over him.
That should have been a stipulation after you kicked his ass out of him. So, Adam, I hear
Once
that
he comes out of the coma, we'll ask
I
him
hear
to
you're
do it.
maybe thinking about a rematch.
He's got more to think. He's got much more to think about.
Jay's the last thing on my fucking list of to-do things.
Bucket list?
Yeah. Rematch? No, thank you.
But one thing I will say quick, as a maniac, as a fan, the past couple weeks I've been spending a lot of time watching the old videos, and it's like, you know, I helped Lenny with starting his channel and stuff, but as far as narrating,
By the way, you don't get enough credit for that.
well, I don't
You
really
don't.
want I don't really care about the credit. I care
Yeah,
more.
but still.
But you started.
I had the idea, but I mean, he's the one who's, you know, if it wasn't for him, there would be no views on it. But
Too
what
much
I-
modesty here.
Still,
Adam doesn't want to take
no,
credit for
Rob,
kicking Jay's ass.
You spearheaded that. Take credit for it.
I had the initiative to get it started, which I'm very proud of because I know that helps Lenny out. But one thing I will say is that as far as a narrator and a video maker, I think if you can help us on Mondays, that'd be great. Let me just put it that way.
Text me, dude.
Yeah.
I'm off every Monday. I'm off. Let me know.
Yeah, you sent that earlier. Is that a?
Of course it is. Why would I put a boring
What did I tell
woman?
you? What did I tell you?
The flawless tea.
Packing heat?
As long as she's
course.
facing that way, it's fine. If she turns around, that's gonna kill it.
Turns around, I'm going to get a hard on.
No,
I'll tell you right
no.
now.
Go ahead, give her a shout out on the podcast, Lenny. Tell what Instagram it is.
Everybody check out the flawless tea on Instagram. Tell her
Yeah.
Big Lenny sent you. I've
Flawless till she turns around and pulls her pants down.
And
And she's flawed.
pumps Kelly Hilton.
She is a.
Kelly Hilton is waiting for her shirt.
10 inches of flaw.
Sure will be great to make you really my proper slave. Can't wait for that.
What the
That's
fuck?
Cornelius.
Who and what is that?
That's Cornelius in his sexy drag voice.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
He sent you that.
Hey Lenny, could we talk about? Remember one night you were gonna pick me up for work and you weren't able to make it. That's not the point. The point. Did you ever talk about that night
Oh,
on
yes.
the podcast?
I had stumbled across some ketamine and I actually overdosed on it. It was a club
Different
paradise.
night. Different night. You can talk about that too.
And I tell you what, you got to be careful with that. That stuff had me paralyzed, where I was in paradise, knowing I had to go to work and I couldn't move. And I stood up and I was just standing there bent like this. And nobody looked at me. This was like 5 minutes. And I was like, I got to go to work. I got to go to work. So I stumbled
I
back in the
remember- I
car and it
remember
was
that.
horrifying. I shouldn't have made the trip. And the hardest part was turning my head because my right rearview mirror was broken to try to see. It seemed like it took forever. It was hell on earth. And I got out of the car and Rob was already at the club and he saw me
It throws your equilibrium off too. Yeah, you can't stand
paralyzed.
up straight.
paralyzed. And of course,
Ketamine is fucking nasty.
being
man.
Baker acted, being under the 5 grams of it because just horrifying. I just don't ever go
What's
through
up
that
with
again.
Paradise? Have you been there lately?
They closed 2 months ago because of the COVID, yeah.
Permanently?
Yeah. they
No
closed
shit.
permanently.
I was talking about the night where you, with the doggy fetish. She put the leash on you. You were eating out of the dog bowl.
Holy
Remember
shit.
you? Was,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, because it was on the way to the club, and she's like, come over. Because I'd always say, yeah, I'm going to come after the club, and I couldn't make it. You know, I'd drive back to Miami 4:30 in the morning. No, thank you. So I'd go over there before, and she actually gave me food. I forget what it was. Eating out of her dog bowl, and she had me on a leash. And I had the footage, but I lost my phone. That's the Goddess in Fort Broward Boulevard.
Oh, Jesus.
And I requested it.
He was going to pick me up to bring me to work that night.
That's the one who said, "Put your face in it, bitch."
Right.
All right.
And
Patrick.
he left me a message with plenty of time to find my own ride. He said I can't make it, but imagine telling someone like, "Yeah, my ride was gonna pick me up, but he's actually eating out of a dog bowl right now with
Wearing a fucking dog leash.
Put your face in it, bitch.
Good fucking God.
But,
Cannot make this shit up.
For his character, if something like that ever happened, and like he had no obligation to pick me up, I was way out of the way. That was always a great favor every time he did. But if he wasn't able to, that would bother him all night.
The latest and greatest.
Is that the one you were just on the phone with?
No.
That's the
No,
guy.
that's
That's the Goddess.
He always
The
you
latest
see the
and
DMs he
greatest.
sends with her giving us the middle
The latest
finger.
and greatest. Look. Oh, look at this.
Let's see.